All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Crazy Kids Coding Classes. Today, we're going to do a quick tutorial on how to shoot. Today, I'm using Link as an example, but you could do this with any type of sprites. So as you can see, I'm moving Link side to side, and whichever way he's facing, that's the way his arrows are going. So we're going to do about a 10-minute tutorial to show you how to do this, okay? If you would like to use your own sprites, that's great. If you want to use the link sprites that I've provided here, there is a link down below in the video description on YouTube. So just open that up, pull up that link. It'll take you to a starter pack, which will look just like this, okay? So that link will pull up a screen where you can follow along and build this code with me. Now, if you have your own project you're working on, with some different characters, maybe you have Mario and you want him to shoot a fireball or, something different, this code will work for that as well. Okay, the first thing that we need to do is to pick out our backdrop really fast. If you're using the same starter pack that I have pulled up, if you click over here on stage, come up to the top left corner to your backdrop tab, you can see I have a few different Link, Zelda backdrops. I'm going to go with number 3 because it's very simple and you'll be able to see the arrows very clearly. Okay, then we need to go back to our code tab. Now, whoever your character is, first we need to give them some code. So click on Link or whichever sprite you'll be using. And the first thing I want you to check is right here where it says direction 0. Open that up and make sure these little arrows are turned on right here. These little arrows pointing at each other. That will allow us to give some code to Link to make him be able to turn side to side. So that's really important. Okay, go to your yellow event circle and bring out your green flag. Next, we need to go to our orange control circle and bring out your third block down, which is your forever loop. And then we're going to be using 4 if-then loops today. Each of these if-then loops will be the code for our arrows. So we have up, down, and left and right. So we need 4 of these. So this is your 4th orange block down. Bring out 4 if-then loops, stack them on top of each other inside that forever loop, okay? Be very careful, double check that your if-then loops are not inside each other like this. You want it to look like they're all stacked on top of each other. Now let's go to our sensing circle. That's the turquoise circle. And count down 7 blocks from the top. You'll see a block that says key space pressed. We're going to bring out 4 of those and place those inside each of the shadows. Now, like I said, this is our code for all 4 of our arrows. So on our top turquoise block, switch that to up arrow. The second block will be our down arrow. Our third block will be our left arrow. And our final or 4th block will be our right arrow. Okay, now our code says when the green flag is clicked, if I press on any of these arrows, what do I want to have happen? Well, I know that I want my character to move. So let's go up to our blue motion circle and grab that top block that says move 10 steps. Let's go ahead and put that inside every single one of our if-then loops. Okay, now let's test this out. And I'll tell you right away, it's not going to work properly. But go ahead and turn your green flag on up in the corner. Oh, I guess we need to turn our character on really quick. I don't even see Link out here on my game. So this little eyeball button right above your sprites, that'll turn your character on if you can't see them, okay? Okay, turn your green flag on up in the top right corner. That's how you start your game. And try hitting your arrows on your keyboard. Now, all of my arrows just made my guy move up. I can even drag him back down and try it again. No matter what I hit, he just moves one direction. So we need to fix that, okay? So on the blue motion circle, if you go down about halfway, you'll see a block that says point in direction 90. Bring out 4 of these and place them on top of each of your blocks that say move 10 steps. All right, these are the blocks that tell our guy which way we want him to go. So click on that number 90 and a little arrow thing comes up. Whichever way that arrow is pointing, that's the way you'll go. So on my top code, which is my up arrow code, I'm going to swing that arrow upwards, okay? On my down arrow code, I'm going to click on the number 90 and swing that arrow down. On my left arrow code, I'm going to click on the number 90 and swing the arrow around to the left. And my right arrow, it's already set to the right, so I can just leave that one. Okay, now you can double check your numbers with mine. and make sure that they match up if you want. I've got 0, 180, -90, and a +90. Now let's test it out. Go ahead and turn that flag on and see if you can get your character moving left, right, up, and down. Okay, if it doesn't work, pause the video and double check your code with mine and make sure it's all the same. Now, the number of steps you're moving, that's going to control how fast Link is going. Feel free to turn the move 10 steps. Feel free to adjust all of those if you want to slow him down or speed him up. Okay, now the fun part. Let's get those arrows coming out. We will be using messages today for arrows. Now, messages are how we can get our sprites talking to each other. Remember, all these icons down here are sprites. So on your Link sprite or your main character, go ahead and get a new green flag. So go to the yellow circle, bring out a green flag, and drop it off to the side of that code we just built. Now we're going to need to go get a forever loop. So go to your orange control circle. The third block down is your forever loop. Okay, now we're going to create a code that says, if I press on the space bar, send out a message to my arrows and tell them it's time to show up, okay? So the fourth orange block down, it's an if-then loop. Bring that out and stick that inside your forever loop. Okay, now we need to go get our space bar block. So go to the sensing circle. Your 7th block down says key space pressed. We're going to bring that out and put that in the shadow. Okay, my code says if the key space is pressed, what should happen? Well, I want to send out a message. Message blocks are yellow. So go to your yellow event circle. And the second block up from the bottom, it'll either say broadcast shoot or it might say broadcast message 1. Either way, go ahead and bring that out and stick that inside your if-then loop. Okay, now it doesn't matter what your message is called. If yours says message 1, that's fine. If you want to, click on the little drop-down menu and hit new message. You could call your message anything you want, maybe arrows or get the bad guys or message 1. Anything you want is great. I'm going to call mine shoot. Okay, so a message is going out called shoot. Now let's go over to our arrows and we're going to tell those arrows, okay, whenever you get that message sent out, I want you to show up on the screen. So the third yellow block up from the bottom says when I receive shoot. Go ahead and pull that out. So that's when I receive that message that the space bar has been pressed. What do we want to have happen to the arrows? Well, I want them to show up. So let's go to the looks circle. And scroll down to the bottom, count up 7 blocks from the bottom, and you'll see your little show block there. Okay, let's go ahead and test it out. Turn your green flag on, and then hit your space bar and see if those arrows showed up. Okay, mine showed up right here at the top of my screen. If you can't see yours, they could be a little hidden off to the side or blending in with your background. Don't worry too much if you don't see those quite yet. So they showed up, but they showed up in a weird area. So I want to tell them to show up on Link, okay, or on my character. So let's go to our blue motion circle, and the 4th block down says go to random position. Bring that out, put that under your show block, and switch it to your character. So I'm going to say, okay, arrows, show up and go to Link. Now let's try it. Go ahead and turn your flag on and hit your space bar. Okay, now my guys are showing up. They're showing up behind my character. And they're not really doing anything, but at least I got them showing up on my character, so that's good. Okay, next thing, I need to get those arrows shooting across the screen. So let's go to our orange control circle and grab the repeat loop. That's the second one down. Okay, then go back to our blue motion circle and grab the move 10 steps block. Now let's see what happens. So now my arrows, the code says, show up, go to Link, move 10 steps, and repeat that 10 times. So it's 10 times 10 is 100. So those arrows should move 100 steps. Okay, it's kind of working. They're not really going in the right direction. They're only going up every time, and they're not shooting super far. So let's go ahead and fix that. I need to tell those arrows which direction I want them facing. Well, if Link is facing to the right, I want the arrows shooting to the right. If he's facing to the left, I want the arrows shooting to the left. So grab your point in direction 90 block. So it's in the blue motion circle about halfway down. And we're going to stick that right underneath our go to Link block. Okay, so it's on top of your repeat loop. I want it to say point in the direction that Link is pointing. So this part's a little tricky. Follow along with me really closely. and pause the video if you need to slow down. Go to your sensing circle, scroll down to the bottom of the turquoise blocks and count up 4 from the bottom. It says backdrop number of stage. Bring that out and drop that on top of your 90. Okay, the first step is click on stage and switch that to say link. When you do that, this first menu switched and now it says X position, okay? Now click on X position and change that to say direction. Okay, cool. Now my block says, all right, arrows, show up, go to link, and then point in the direction of link. After you're pointing in the direction of link, shoot 100 steps. So let's see what happens now. Okay, now they're pointing in the correct direction. Now, after they're done shooting, I want those to hide. So let's go to the look circle, scroll down to the bottom, count up 7 blocks from the bottom, 6 blocks, and you'll see your little hide block. Stick that under your repeat loop. Now, after those arrows shoot, they're going to hide. Now, I want my arrows to shoot quite a bit further. So go ahead and play around with the numbers on your steps block and your repeat block. I'm going to try repeating 100 times and see how far my arrows go now. All right, perfect. They're going quite a bit further. So you can put whatever numbers you want there, and the speed for how fast your arrows are shooting will be in the blue move 10 steps block. So the bigger number that you have there, the faster those will shoot, and then you can adjust the repeat loop as well, okay? All right, now if you'd like to see a full if you'd like to design a full game that's all based on Zelda and Link, leave a note in the comments and we could make a much longer video where we create an entire game using this arrow code. But for today, this is a great code that you can use in your own creations, okay? So don't forget, down below in the video description, we have links to our live classes if you're interested in taking any live classes with us, and also a link to our Facebook page. If you'd like, feel free to copy and paste your code and put it in the YouTube comments or on the Facebook page so that other people can check your code out. All right, everybody, awesome job. I will see you next time. See you later. Bye.